Welcome to the Sleep Hypnosis Story. Please lie down, relax, close your eyes, and enjoy your story. This is a story about you. You will be the main character as you are led through an adventure in your own mind. The images in this story are specifically designed to help you fall asleep. Please be comfortable. If at any time you have an itch, want to adjust your position, or need to cough, you will be able to quickly take care of these things and immediately return to a state of deep relaxation. Help you to relax. For now, all these sounds are unimportant to you. For now, the only one sound you are interested in is the sound of my voice, because you would like to go to sleep and enjoy a story. While you are listening to the sound of my voice, I would like you to turn your attention inward and focus on your breathing. Breathe slowly and evenly, deeply and softly. I would like you to breathe for a moment the way you would breathe if you were trying to convince someone you were completely asleep. As you breathe deeply and softly, allow your body to relax a little more with each breath. Your jaw unclenches and you just let that fall. Your lips are also very relaxed and slightly parted as you continue to breathe in and out. Your entire body feels so heavy, you can feel it sinking into the bed. This is a very pleasant feeling. Your mind is completely empty and just hears my voice. Clear your mind of all upsetting or distracting thoughts and focus on my voice. If your mind begins to wander, this is your cue to focus on my voice. You enjoy listening to my voice. Feel yourself floating in the sea. Close your eyes again and feel yourself drifting in the soft darkness. Your mind is completely empty. You have no worries. You feel warm, loved, and comfortable. You are completely safe and secure. You do not feel alone. You feel as if you are enveloped by a calm and loving presence. Your mind is completely empty and just hears my voice. Calm, relaxed, no worries. This is a very pleasant feeling. Now as you go to sleep in your own bed, you are coming awake in your imaginary bed. You can look around the room. Light. In your bubble, as you breathe in and breathe out and feel warm, loved, and comfortable, you will notice how your bubble rises up and then sinks a little bit. Rises up and then sinks a little bit. You enjoy this feeling as you breathe in and breathe out. You calmly survey the room and see on the left, about 5-6 feet away from you, halfway up the wall, it's a bit of an overhang or a shelf that has grown out of the wall. It grows out a few feet, maybe 3 or 4 feet, and bends down slightly. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And then you're at the top of the stairs, and with a slight creak, the door is open to the bridge. You follow Bill and Bob in, and see there's a room with about a dozen people in it, all looking at screens or working knobs and dials, all different kinds of people, and all wearing the same clothing, white pajamas. All these people are human, and they all look very clean and happy. The leaves have started to turn red and gold and yellow and brown. Most of the leaves are still green. You also see directly in front of you, instead of the long road going to the highway, there's a short stretch of front lawn that ends at a very narrow beach, only about 2 feet wide. And beyond that is a very, very calm, still lake. It's not a very big lake. You can see the trees on the other side. There are no signs of life here, except for 2 very lazy ducks very calmly swimming across the inky blackness. As you put out your hands and touch it, it feels smooth and cold on your hands. And it vibrates a little bit, making your hands go a little numb and tingly as you put your hands on it. Then, with the vibrations, it begins to feel as if your hands are going through it. And your hands do. They disappear into the darkness. The darkness comes up over your arms, and up through your face, and down the rest of your body, you guess. And for a moment, you're encased in completely still darkness. You don't feel floating. You feel like you're completely still. And you can't hear the humming sound anymore. It's stopped. Then, a moment later, your face seems to come as you watch it, wondering what it is. It's coming towards you, and it's getting larger. As it gets closer, you recognize that it is the giant Zeppelin. You tell Soliloquy that you know what it is. You say that it is a giant Zeppelin and that there are ants on it, giant human-like ants, but you don't know why. She nods and looks puzzled, and you all stand there watching it get closer, and as it does, you see the very huge, hulking shape come towards you. You can see how it's dull and gray in parts, and in other parts it's covered in dirt, moss, plants and weeds hanging off it. And then close it again. You're walking across some sandy dunes areas, and then you come to a place where it's forested and there's a little wood chip path going through. You follow the path until you come to a very narrow little dirt road winding through the forest. You follow the little road, walking along, enjoying the trees and the sounds of the birds. It's shady and cool here, and you're enjoying the walk as the path winds down a hill. To your right, you see a little field with a park with swings and a slide. There isn't anyone in the park. After a time, on the right, you see a row of little cottages, very, very small little cottages neatly in a row, each one with a number on it. You count the number. You look towards it, reach up, put your feet on the bottom of the water, and push on the soft bottom up towards the light. As you do, you burst forth and suddenly find yourself standing in a white room. A white room that doesn't have very clearly defined walls, and it doesn't have any furniture in it. And in this white room, there is standing a man in a suit. He is a tall man, perhaps 6'2". He has thick, white hair, combed back off his face, and gathering up into curls around his collar. He has large, soft brown eyes and tanned skin. it's quite difficult to guess his ethnicity. Slowly and serenely, you watch the carts and the horses go back and forth. Nobody seems in very much of a hurry. Some of the people are couples and are muttering to each other, but you can't make out what they're saying or even what language they're speaking. So you turn your back on this scene and continue on down the alley. As you're walking down the alley, on the ground, leaning up against the brick wall to your right, is a little girl with blonde hair, blue eyes, a dirty face, dressed in rags with bare feet. You feel sorry for her. She looks very, very cold. And then the next one, and then the next one. You watch them all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All spend about a minute just standing and hugging. When this is finished, they again form their circle and sit cross-legged with their hands resting gently in their laps. Over by the block and the wires, Yugwin also sits down with the same posture. They all close their eyes and bow their heads and begin muttering in strange whispers all at once. You cannot understand what they're saying, but you like the sound of it, so you close your eyes and bow your head and just listen for a while. To sleep, you hear the whole family say all at once, Lana, all at the same time. So you say Lana, so you can fit in with them. You're enjoying your light and airy flower petal bed, and you know that someday you'll go home. Someday, but not tonight. For tonight, you feel warm, loved, and comfortable as you drift off to sleep. This is the end of the bedtime story for sleep. I would like to wish you a good night and sweet dreams. Love, Jody. I've been fond of flannel and cotton. These things spoke to me of clean comfort, and my bed was a welcoming whisper as I slipped between foam and down, all encased in the finest Egyptian cotton. I reminded myself to breathe deeply and evenly, mimicking the patterns of a sleeping infant as I enjoyed the airy hug of my longed-for resting place. The aches in my body felt good again as I slipped deeper into a long sound sleep, undisturbed by troubling or distracting thoughts about orbs or metal rods or what this all means. These problems could be dealt with another time. The only thing that was important was following this sinking, floating feeling. I was nearing the center of the city and could make out holes in the sides of the organic structures. Some stayed open, and others opened and closed as the fish beings swam in or out of them. The buildings loomed colossal as any above the water, as my little habitat floated amongst them. I neared one of the holes and drifted into it. The entrance squeezed shut behind me, and I was in a sparkling, domed chamber slightly larger than the little cabin I had left behind. The room was empty and smooth. Off to one